Well, for more insight analysis on the US-Iran technical talks in Doha, we're joined by Dr. Lowell Schwartz, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of the US Department of State, live from Maryland, Washington, D.C. Dr. Schwartz, thank you so much. So Qatar says that the Doha talks made positive progress on the Islamabad MOU. Is this real movement towards a durable deal, though?
Well, I don't think it's movement toward a durable deal. I do think it is showing that the ceasefire piece of, the end of sort of military conflict, both in the Gulf and in Lebanon, is holding, and the discussions about economic, some economics relief to Iran is holding. But in terms of the major issues, such as Iran's nuclear program and larger scale sanctions relief, I don't think there's been any signs yet that any of the key issues really have been cracked in terms of the two sides agreeing to something.
And Dr. Schwartz, Iran is reportedly pushing back on the Lebanon ceasefire clause. Can it derail the core nuclear and Hormuz tracking?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen this already, right? Like, the beginning of the ceasefire, then there were, major military escalations in Lebanon, and then Iran objected, and then we kind of spiraled into a series of military strikes, and that seems to have calmed down. But there's no reason to think that the Lebanon front, so to speak, can't derail things, just like other regional issues could do the same.
And Dr. Schwartz, the Israeli Minister Katz's threat to assassinate Mojtaba Khomeini has landed right in the middle of these Doha talks. Does rhetoric like that actually change Tehran's negotiating posture?
I mean, I don't think it does. Unfortunately, this threat that came from the Israeli defense minister, it's sort of, in some ways, a long-standing Israeli policy. They continue to make threats toward the leadership of Iran. They've obviously carried out multiple assassinations during this period. So I think it just sort of hangs out there in terms of the Iranian regime's dealings with this. So I don't think it changes it. I think they're outraged by it and angry, but I don't think it changes their basic negotiating strategy or what they're seeking at the table.
Dr. Schwartz, it's been argued, that Iran's damaged enrichment infrastructure makes recovering its existing stockpile largely pointless. Should Washington, I should say, actually be demanding in these talks?
Well, I guess I think, and I've said that myself, I wouldn't call it pointless. I think the two key pieces in the nuclear program are Iran's enrichment capacity, which involves the infrastructure that they need to actually make this, and any long-term solution that, permanently or for a long period of time limits Iran's program has to have some agreement on enrichment. And the stockpile of material is related to that because you would need, that makes you further along the process. And then the other key piece is, of course, the weaponization piece of Iran. So a long-term deal has to deal with all of that. And then the material that's trapped under the rubble is some ways related to the enrichment question.
Dr. Schwartz, so much for your input today. Appreciate it lots.